All right, good morning and welcome to the EquityAlerts.com special training session for the Medved Trader platform with the clear lines. I am your host, Kipp Cohen. It is Sunday, the 16th of September, 2018. I am here for the next hour or so to answer any questions you might have about the Medved Trader platform with the clear lines indicator. Questions on how to set up, how to change settings, how to move things, whatever you want answered, I am here to help. This is a question-driven session, so when you ask your questions, that's how I can help. So I already have my first question from Paul. It says, when I turn off Medved, I lose the indicators that I install. So, Paul, are you saying if you go to a chart and you add an indicator, so you do that by going to any specific chart, clicking on main, going to indicators, or from a chart, right-clicking and go to add edit indicators. So are you saying when you add an indicator to your chart and you shut down, you're losing those indicators? They're not there when you come back? Is that what's happening? Yes. Okay, I'm going to test something to see what happens. I'm going to add a couple of indicators right now. I'm just going to click on it, Bollinger Bands, and whatever that is, EVWMA, okay? So I've added two indicators, and I'm going to shut down. I'm going to exit. I just want to see if they save, because I think I know what might the problem be, but I need to see if I'm right or not right. All right, so it's reloading. Do I have indicators or do I not have indicators? Come on. I forget when I'm recording, things load a little bit slower. Normally this would load extremely quick. Come on. The anticipation is killing me here. Of course, it's going to be the last chart to load. All right, I have the indicators there, so I'm confused as to why yours is not saving. See, anytime, so let me tell y'all, when you make changes, they're supposed to stay. If it's not staying, that's probably some other issue, and you'll need to contact support with Medved, and what they'll probably want you to do, Paul, and you'll need to email them, but what you'll probably need to do is go to File, Help, and then click the Send Log. You can do that now, send log and settings to support, and you can actually write a note. You can click that and then type a message to them and just say, my every time I close, I lose my indicators, or it's not saving my indicators when I shut down. And then they'll get, it'll send them a log file of your settings so they can figure out what's going on. But it should be saving them, and I don't know why it's not. Okay. Is there a way that we can install your layout with all the indicators that you are using? I can give you guys a layout. Like, this is my swing layout. Now, the only thing I don't have on here is the daily ATR, because I had to redo this one. So let me add the daily ATR. Average true range. And one signal. Okay, let me save. Hold on. File. Save layout. Swing position. Yes. This has everything on it, right? Does this look like everything? Does this look accurate? I've got the month, the week, the day, the 130. Hold on, let me just make sure there's only one chart. Okay, 130, 60, 30, 10, and 2. I think everything's here. So I'm going to, let me think about this. Hold on. The only thing I don't know is if it would save all my other settings with it. So let me try this. I'm going to load in under Files. I'm going to put and you're not going to be able to see what I'm doing, but hold on. Browse, Documents, Medved. Hold on. Save this file to the Medved folder in my in your my documents file. Whoops, hold on. Let me make sure. Hold on. Documents. Save this file to the Medved folder in your Documents folder. Okay, so what I've done, the only thing I don't know is if my settings will be there. So if you look down in the bottom corner down here, there's a little folder right in the bottom right corner. You should be able to open that, scroll down, and you'll see the popper dropper layout. I'm sorry. The swing clear lines for swing position trading. I just loaded that layout here. You should be able to download that to your computer, and then you'll have to save it to if you go to your computer, to your documents, okay? You should have a folder called Medved Trader, and you have to save it to this folder. Homayun, hold on. Hey, Lindsay, can you message Homayun about he can't hear, and it could be the little speaker volume on the bottom left corner. Can you explain? Oh, he fixed it. Okay, now he's got one. There is a little speaker at the bottom left corner for your volume. It could have been turned down. Okay, so anyway, so if you save that file, you should be able to go back and load that layout. It should appear in that file group for swing and position trading. Okay. Okay, Paul, if you have your webinar on full screen, you probably won't be able to see it. You're going to have to take it off full screen, so make sure you hit the escape key on your keyboard to take it off. Down at the bottom corner of the webinar window, down here, you'll see a little tools, and you'll see a little file folder. If you click on that file folder, that's going to open up, and you'll see where that file is located to be able to download it to your computer. My layout. Let me move this up now. Oops. Hold on. Did you find it? On the bottom right corner. It's of the webinar window. There's one that looks like a couple, like a screwdriver and a wrench, and then there's a little folder next to it. The bottom right hand corner of the webinar window. And click on the file folder. Now, I can also give you guys, I think there's a way to give you my settings, but it would overwrite your settings. The way you save it is, I think just click on the little checkbox next to it, and then double click on the, hold on. I think you just double click on it and it'll let you download it, I believe. Hold on. Error accessing. Try double clicking on the file and it should open a window. I'm looking at a different, so just try double clicking on the actual file itself and let me know what happens. When you double click on clear lines for swing or position trading. Does that do something? That is not working. It downloads and asks if you want to use open layouts, then it disappears. It's probably downloading it somewhere on your computer. I don't know where it downloads to. Hey, Lindsay, can you try down? Oh, see, you're on the. Hold on. Let me see if it puts it in your downloads folder. It should put it in your downloads folder, I believe. No, hold on. It might not. I'm not sure where it downloads to. Hold on. No, it does not put it there. Oh, Linda says I get a notice that a pop-up blocker may be stopping a small window. So, yeah, you might have it blocked. Whoops. Uh-oh. Hold on. Sorry, I did something that... Paul says it downloaded to my download folder. I just copied from there to the Medved. Yeah, so it does copy to the right folder. You might just have to try it a couple times, but it should save it to your download folder. But if you have a pop-up blocker, it may block it. If for some reason you don't get it, just email me and I'll send it to you through email, okay? And then you can save it to the folder. Send me an email, kipp.cohen@gmail.com if you didn't get that one. I can do the same thing with the, let me open my active trader layout, make sure it's okay. Okay, I'm just month, day, 21, 15, 8, 5, 2, and 1. And let's try this again. Browse. Oh, hold on. Let me do this before I do it. Let me file, save layout. Browse. Save this file to the Medved Trader. Is it called Medved Trader or just Medved? I can't remember now. Documents, Medved Trader. To the Medved Trader folder under your documents folders. In your documents. file to the Medved folder in your documents. Okay, so that should be in the list now too, as the active layout as well. So both of those updated layouts are in there. Okay, Shao says, I've downloaded it from my download folder. The indicators have volume and clear lines. Thank you. Good. Okay. Again, if you did not receive it, email me and I'll send it to you. All right. What other questions do you guys have? Tom, I'll send you both of them. Okay. Send it to you, Tom. Lindsay wants to know, Kipp, can you save a half-minute button on the ribbon at the top? Unfortunately, not. You cannot save custom. Wait. So, okay. The answer is yes and no. So, if you have a layout, like I can't, like if I go to main. Here, let me do it this way. If I go to main, and if I specifically want like the 5-minute on the quick access toolbar, okay, I can only add the preset time frames, okay? If I want, whoops, hold on. It will not allow me to add, come on, a custom. I can't right click and add a custom time frame to the quick access toolbar. So, but if you, so let's say I want to turn this into a half-minute. Okay, then I just go here and click on custom, put 0.5, and then that will appear right here. But I can't create a half-minute button and permanently put it on there. Hey, Dinkar, just email me that you want the layouts. Send me an email, kipp.cohen@gmail.com, and I'll send it back to you, kipp.cohen, and I'll send it to you. So, yeah, you can't, unfortunately, we can't do that. So, but once you save it, then it's there. You know, like when you see my, when I go to my popper dropper layout, you know, it has a half-minute on it. See, there's my half-minute. and it should save it. Every time you reload, it should be there. How do I change the stocks to the right of the indices at the bottom? From Tom. Okay, very good question, Tom. Think of the bottom as your basket, okay? There's a little button down here that says Edit Portfolios, okay? Can you see where my mouse is hiding? I'm going to circle kind of. It's the little, it looks like a little box with a pencil is the icon. It's a little box. Hold on a second. I think, is that the coloring tool? It is right there. That little icon with the, looks like a little pencil on it. Okay, if you click on that, that's where you edit your lists. So from here, you can copy and paste and cut out different stocks. I call this my daily watch list. So what I do in the morning, I have always Apple, Amazon, Baba, Facebook, Google, Netflix, Nvidia, and crude oil. But what I do is I remove those stocks so I can cut them, click OK, and then they go away. And then on Monday, what I'll do is on Monday, I'll go click this. I'll copy and paste all of my poppers and droppers in. Okay. I'll click OK, and then now I have my new list for the day. And then I can scroll up and down through them, and then whichever one I click on is going to load it on my overview on my 8 windows. So it's a little different than what we're used to from when we had WiseTrade, but on WiseTrade you had 5 pages of 5 stocks. Okay. Think now you've got 1 page, but you have 100 or 200 symbols that you can click and quickly scroll through and load and look at. You're not having to switch through the pages. You're switching through boxes of symbols. Or the other thing you can always do from any symbol box, okay, any one of these boxes where the symbols are in, okay, as long as you click once on a box so that we know, so the mouse knows you're actually over the box. If you click once, so you're actually on that box. If you just start typing on your keyboard, any symbol that you want, I'm just going to type A. Okay, see what happens is that box pops, AMZN. And then I just hit enter on my keyboard, or you can click OK, either one. And now it loads Amazon onto my overview. Okay. Now there's something else, and I haven't tried this yet, so guys, we're going to see what happens. I'm going to enter another symbol. Let's enter Facebook. Let's click compare symbol and see what happens. So now, look what it does. It compares Apple and Amazon on that chart. So there's a chart of Apple and a chart of Amazon, although, yeah. That's obviously Amazon. Now, how do I remove that? That's the question. Edit parameters. Oh, delete. If you right click, I can delete Facebook. Ta-da. That's pretty cool. So if you can compare, this is a phenomenal feature, okay? Like if I want to compare the long-term trend of Amazon and Apple, I can type in Apple, click compare symbol. And now I have the long-term trend. It's just a line chart. I wonder if I can edit parameters for Apple. And yeah, okay. It's just a line chart. But I can at least compare the two to see what's happened. or if you like to compare, let me delete Apple. If I want to compare it to the Qs, I can compare Amazon to the Qs or whatever. So it's kind of a cool feature that you could never do on WiseTrade that we can do on this Medved Trader. I tried to use the edit portfolio and it does not pop up. Oh, you got it. Okay, so it is working, Tom. You got it to work now? Yes, awesome. Xiao says, hey, Kipp, when I place order, how to default 100 shares? Mine shows 500 on some, sometimes 200 on other. If you go to trading and new order defaults, go here and set that at whatever you want it to be, 100. It should default back to that. It's supposed to save, but you got to do it on every chart. So you go trading, order defaults, and then switch it to 100. Okay. Trading, order defaults, switch it to 100. Because each chart trades, you have the ability to trade differently on each chart. So set it under for each one. Make sure you change that setting. That should save to whatever you have in this window. And then when you bring it back, when you close and come back, it should be there. That should work. I think that's the correct way it functions. If you have trade order defaults. You got to do it for every chart. That should work. Show us more than one symbol on an overview. Are you referring to, like, if I want to see more than one symbol at once on my chart? So are you referring to what I just did, or to compare two symbols, or if you want to, like on one specific chart, you want to look at something else? Actually, the easiest thing to do is, I'll show you the easiest thing. Let's say you want another 15-minute, you want to look at the 15-minute chart of Apple, okay? Go to main, new chart, same as this chart, okay? And what it's going to do is it's going to open a whole nother chart. Okay, move it to the middle. Make sure that you unlink it, and then you can sit here and type Apple. Or, okay, the other thing I can do is, if I want to, I have to uncheck the symbol link right here. I can uncheck symbol link, and then I can type Apple here, and then I can look at Apple in that window. Whoops, why did that not work? Oh, there it goes. It just took a second. So now it's Apple. So remember, what the pinning does, it keeps them all the same. We want to do that so we can review all 8 intervals. So if I repin it back to blue, it's going to go back to Amazon. So there's a couple ways you can do this. You can unpin and then change the symbol, or you can go to main, you can click new chart, or new chart same as this chart. If I click new chart, it's going to be whatever my default is. That one may not be pinned. Yeah, that one's not pinned. So then again, I can do the same thing. I can just type on the box and bring up a new symbol. Where this comes handy is when you have multiple monitors and you want to start creating new symbols on other monitors, then you can unlink them. I want to show you all something kind of cool that I did with somebody the other day, and it's going to hopefully not mess you up too much, but all right, are you ready for this? So I'm going to close. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go with a... Oh, let me do this. First of all, I'm going to go to load the layout. I'm going to go to my active trader. Wait, I'm already on my active trader layout. Okay. Okay, I'm going to close this window, and I'm going to close this window, and I'm going to close this window, and I'm going to close this window. Okay. And then I'm going to open a new... Hold on. Let me go here. I'm going to open a portfolio. I'm going to go to let's just open up swing watch list. Okay. It's just one of my other watch lists, that's all. Okay. And then I'm going to shrink that a little bit. I know this is going to be kind of crazy, but trust me. And then I'm going to go to main, new chart, same as this chart. Okay. And then I'm going to move it. Up here. And then I'm going to change the pin on this one from blue to green, and I'm going to change this one from blue to green. Okay, and then I'm going to do again here, new chart, same as this chart. I know this is a little crazy. This is the power of this wonderful trading tool that we have. So this is like if you're like an active trader and you want to keep an eye on two stocks at once. And then let's do the same thing, new chart, same as this chart. And main, same as this chart. But maybe instead of a 8-minute, I want a 15 because I want to draw fibs. Oh, hold on. So we're going to change this to a 15 and this to a 15. So now, oh, I got to change the pins, right? Green, green, green. Okay, so I have a 1, 2, 5, and a 15. And a 1, 2, 5, and 15. So my upper grouping is tied to this watch list. My bottom grouping is tied to this watch list. So that now I have watch two groupings at the same time. And I need to save it. So File, Save Layout, and I'm going to call this Active Layout with 2 watch lists. Active layout with 2 watch lists, because I've got 2 different watch lists that are linked together. If I don't care about watching the indices, I can move those off if I wanted to, but I'm going to leave this kind of the way it is so I can still see the indices down at the bottom. But now, one group is tied to this watch list. This group is tied to that watch list. What do y'all think about that? Pretty cool? But this is the power of this system, the things that we can do. You just need to play with it and get comfortable. You can create, and then if you want to change your time frames, or if you're a real super active, I'm really digging the 30-second light. To me, it's just in the morning, that 30-second is awesome. So maybe I go half a minute, 1 minute, 3. Well, I can go half minute, 1 minute, 5. I like the 5 because I like seeing the VWAP on the 5. Now, if I want to get really crazy and it's going to get a little crowded here, I could squinch up a little bit further. And just a tad here. And then let's do main, new, same as this chart. And let's put in a two-minute. We'll make that a 2. Or 3, whatever. So now I have a half, 1, 3, and a 5. I can do the same. So I can go here. Let's do that. Squinch it. I mean, maybe it's a little too squinchy for some of you. But okay, and then I can change that to my 3-minute. So now let me resave this. Save layout, active layout with 2 watch lists. But the point is you can get kind of as creative as you want. Depends on how much desktop space. Depends on what you're looking for. How you trade. But at least like with this, you can be watching 2 groups of stocks. And if you want to copy one list up to the other, you can always, I can take this list, and do right click, copy, And then I can go up to this list. And then I can paste it up here. So even though they're the same list, but I can, if I like, I want to watch two stocks at the same time off the same list, I just copy one list to the other. Paul wants to know, what is VWAP and how do you use it? VWAP is volume weighted average price, and it's an indicator that oops, I don't need it. Why is it on these charts? I don't want it on these charts. It's actually an indicator that Kevin told us about, Lindsay's son Kevin, that tends to be really good on a 5-minute time frame. Hold on, let me remove it. It's really best on a 5-minute time frame, is from what Kevin has shared with us. It works best on a 5-minute. Let me resave my layout. What we're discovering is that stocks tend to come back up to that. Like they test the VWAP. So like if I got long down here, it's a good point of reference to where it might be going. You notice something on this chart, and I'm going to add price chart as well. So because that makes it even more powerful. If I add my candlesticks, notice something that happened right here on Google. It went exactly to the confluence of the 5-minute VWAP and pivot point, the daily pivot. It touched it and reversed. So as an active trader, if I'm looking for a potential profit point, a target, that knowing that VWAP is up there is going to help me determine that that's probably where I should take profit. And look what it did again. After it dipped down, it retested it. Okay? If you scroll back further in the morning, okay, notice where during the morning it kind of traveled all through the VWAP, it broke below it, and then it came back to it later. So there's a tendency to go back to that volume weighted average price. So remember, it's just a tool to help give you a point of reference to where something might go back to. Now on this one, it didn't quite get up there on Apple. Hold on. But you can see in the morning it kind of traveled through it. But it got close. But it's just a point of reference. That's all it is. It's a point of reference. Look at it as a point of reference. Okay? Now, to add curiosity to this one, let's go to Google. Let's fib the first 15-minute time frame. I can already tell you it's not going to be a fib. I don't think that was a fib. If that would have been a fib of the first 15-minute time frame, that would have been even more powerful. But I don't think it was. Hold on. No. No. The 236 is up here. So I was looking to see if, hold on that 5-minute VWAP. Yeah, see, but it didn't go to the fib, but it went to the confluence of the pivot point and the VWAP. That's powerful. That's extremely powerful to know that, again, it's just a point of reference to help us as a trader to know where something might go to. Do you use any other fib time during the day? No, I only use the first 15-minute now, or sometimes the prior day. I'm not even really using the prior day that much. I'm really just focused on my charts. if once we get the first 15 minute, I'll draw that, because that tends to give you I think there's a higher probability to run the first 15 once it's been established. Tinsley says, I really like the red and green arrows on the charts that show when the trend changes. WiseTrade did not have that. WiseTrade did not have that. Now, what WiseTrade had was red and green lights. But this has red and green arrows that tell you when things change direction. And yes, now in lower time frames, it's going to be noisy. On a half minute or 1 minute, you're going to get a lot of crisscrossing. But when you start getting up into like a 3 minute and a 5 minute and the bigger lights, I mean, it's going to help you tremendously on seeing those trend change directions, especially on a stock that's got, if it's something that's really moving around intraday. Let me adjust my view here. If you put your mouse, see this scroll bar, you can go way back, like way back in days. You couldn't do this on WiseTrade either. So I can also, if I put my mouse over the left side of that little scroll bar, you can see there's a double arrowed bar. If I hold down my mouse, I can move and adjust the number of intervals. So now I can see an entire day on a 3 minute, okay? Instead of 50, I'm now 145 bars or 145 intervals. So what's really cool about this is now I can see the whole day. And look at this. Here was Friday morning. Friday morning on Facebook, you got an up arrow on the 3 minute. All right. The stock was trading right around, and let me put the candlesticks just so I can see. Okay, so at the close of this interval, it was, we'll call it 161. You got that arrow at 161. Guess what? You got another green arrow followed by another green arrow. You didn't get your next red arrow until the close of $162.50. $2.50 move on that triple arrows. These are let me hide that again so you can see more clearly. So you got the first one, got a secondary reconfirmation. You know what you can do when you get these reconfirmations? You can use these as points to add if you wanted to. They're great places to add to your position. Let's look at the 5 minute, okay, and see what that looked like. So the 5 minute gave you 1 and you didn't get a reversal. So still same thing, you got your first one, then you got a secondary one. So when you start seeing all these, you're looking at your time frames and you start seeing pop, 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 and you're getting all these green arrows giving you indications of So hold on, let me stretch out the 1 minute. So there's the whole day 1 minute. Again, there was the morning, that first move, pop, pop. But see, remember on a 1 minute, you're going to get some noise. So you got a little pullback. So it went red and then went back to green. Went red back to green. I personally wouldn't focus on any of them really below probably a 2 minute. I mean, when you're active trading, it's a good confirmation of your entry points. But if you want to really, if you want to see a trade really develop out, you're going to have to focus more on the bigger ones as your confirmation. The bigger ones will keep you in the trades longer. The smaller ones will bump you out quicker. But they're awesome for being able to see what's going on. I'm telling you, I intend on adding something else to that later that's going to make it even more accurate, but that's down the road. Are you actually buying and selling on the half minute or just watching? What time frame are you trading on? Yeah, Paul, Depends on what I'm looking at. Sometimes in the morning on the poppers, I am trading off that half minute. Sometimes I'm looking at the 1 and 2 and 3 all combined. Now that let me save this layout just like this. Hold on. Let me go to my active layout, my popper dropper layout. This is the layout I really like in the morning. So this I have a half minute, 1, 2, 3, 5, 15 in a day. And in the morning, a lot of the trades we're doing are off that half minute. But I'm pretty much watching the half and the 1 together. So if you want to add candlesticks to be able to, so first of all, if you go to main, if you go to view, click view options, you can click this to hide or unhide. So it's view options to hide and unhide the candles. If you right click it, you can add it to your quick access toolbar. And that's what I've done. I have it on my quick access toolbar, which is right here. Now your quick access toolbar might be up higher. So you need to go check your settings that you're right here. See, yours might be up above, which is fine. I moved mine below the ribbon because it's easier to access right here. But it's either going to be up there or down here. But you can add it to your quick access toolbar. I like the quick access toolbar. Again, on the quick access toolbar, you have a choice of where you want to show it, either above or below the ribbon. So you can add it to that toolbar. If you put your mouse over a lot of the different windows, like there are a lot of things you can add to the quick access toolbar. You just have to right click over the window. But that's how you turn them on and off once you've added it. How do you set up an account to paper trade? Unfortunately, Homayun, because you don't have a Ally MB trading account, you will not be able to paper trade on the platform. And you only have a Canadian account anyways, right? So there is not going to be an ability for you to paper trade, unfortunately. Yeah, the only way is if you have an integrated broker. Hey, Lindsay, do you know, does TD Ameritrade have demo accounts? I know some of the other, I think some of the I know Interactive Brokers has them. He says, I believe they do. Some of the integrated brokers have that ability to, you'd have to have one of the integrated brokers. So the integrated brokers are Ally Invest, and unfortunately, unless you already have an Ally MB account, you can't. They're not issuing new ones right now. E-Trade, Interactive Brokers, or TD Ameritrade, you would need to double check, but I believe they offer demo accounts, and you would have to have an account with that broker to have it. What other questions? We just got a couple more minutes, so what other questions do you guys have? I think I've answered everybody's questions so far. Any other questions this morning? I just want to let you guys know I'm really excited. This this was our second week, and I thought things went really well. We had some phenomenal trades in the webinar. We had we're really getting this platform down. We're learning the power of the Medved with the clear lines together. I think the two are just proving to be extremely great indicator in a trading tool, and along with our equity alerts, this should be a road to successful trading for each and every one of you every day. And I just want to again say thank you guys. What are my fib values? My fib values, hold on, Paul. Let me draw a fib so you can see what my values are. Hold on. Let me edit. There you go. So I have a 0, 236, 382, 50%, 618, 786, 100, 127, 14140, 1618, 200. Now, to get above 200, I'm going to have to show you how to do that. And then I got 2618, 300, 3618, and 4236. You also want to make sure you have these checked: extended right, show line, and show line values. When I don't know why, and I need to talk to them. Their default does not lay that out for some reason. It's kind of odd, but oh, actually, Lindsay posted a video last night on how to set fib values. Okay, so you can watch that video. But what you're going to have to do is go to settings, and you're going to have to add some additional values. Under settings, under charts, there's Fibonacci values. If you want additional values, you have to come here and add them. Fib trace. Just under 1, 2, 3, and 4, you're going to have to type in 2618, 300, 3618, and 4236. Once you've added those in here, then you'll have to still go back and check them in these boxes. I don't think they'll be checked. And then save it as your default. Make sure you set as default and click OK. But Lindsay did a video on this, so if you missed out, you can watch his video on Fibonacci. Thank you, Lindsay. Do you find the red and green pressure line on the right chart to help time your entry? I'm still trying to figure this one out, how much I like this. I like having it there. That's the, if you go to view, options, you have pace and pressure. I kind of like it because it has to do with the last trades. It's measuring the last 30 trades. And then the pace has to do with the volume pace, which is this number right here, how it's pacing. If I'm getting short off the top and then I see it start going red real quick, to me that's a pretty good sign. So yeah, I'm trying to get a feel. I don't think I've got a full feel for it yet, but I think it helps seeing that. I really do. Paul, you're very welcome. All right, one other one real quick was I saw this. Which website do you use to find popper droppers? So I actually use a scanning tool from TradeStation that I have an account with TradeStation as well. I use their scanner. I look for pre-market most highest percentage gainers and losers. There are websites out there that you can, I've shared these with you guys before, but there's what is it? Oh, right here. It's Investor Point under Market Movers. And then you go to pre-market and you can get the biggest pre-market movers. Investor Point is a resource. NASDAQ.com will give it to you. But some brokers, a lot of different brokers have scanning tools for that as well. All right, I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. I will be posting this on our YouTube page. Have a great Sunday, everyone, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning, bright and early, 8 a.m. Central, 9 o'clock Eastern. We'll be in the chat room starting around 7:30 Eastern. The webinar chat room will be open. I'll be there at least. And Benita, hang tight. I'll give you a quick call. All right, guys. Talk to you all later. Thanks again. Bye-bye.